stormy weather. So anyway, I hope you can join me. If you are catching me live, you'll see a red live up in one of these corners. That there was my website you can go to and purchase anything that you need. But then also too, I think it's up in this corner. If you tap on the screen, or maybe this corner, it's hard for me to tell backwards. Tap on the screen, 3 little white dots will appear. You can click on that to turn on live notifications. And hello YouTube, thanks for joining us as well. My goal tonight is to keep this kind of shorter and sweet. I am gonna do a quick foundation with my foundation stick. And then I will get right to the eyes. I do have a few other things I would like to get done tonight after I'm done, so I'm hoping to be less time tonight. Okay, so once you hop on, please tell me when you're here, because it does not always tell me that. So I would love to greet you and say hello. And then if you didn't see my post from earlier today, I did post it way ahead of time than normal because I actually had a little bit of time. We are going to do the beautiful look. So if you saw my live on Monday or my posts from Monday, it was bold or beautiful. I ended up picking the bold, and then said tonight for Wednesday we'll do the beautiful. Okay, so I'm just getting things pulled up here because I want to go ahead and invite my friends. So if you feel so inclined, go ahead, click that button right there, invite your friends, and then we will get started. I have washed my face, lotioned my face. I had to use a different lotion tonight because my skin, for some reason, with these really cold temps, has just been kind of freaking out on me, and I'm not too happy about it, but what do you do? That's life, right? So I've kind of rested my skin and just kind of let it do its thing to just relax, and then still kind of work with my, what do you want to call it, my face routine, my cleaning face routine. My skincare is the word I'm looking for. And so yeah, all right, so I'm just gonna get my phone up in this holder here because it'll be easier to see, and then I won't have to keep holding it. Ooh, and then almost knocked my beverage over. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our face primer. And then I think I've used the foundation stick one other time. It is newer for me. It kind of has the consistency if this was thick. So this is the liquid foundation. This is in the color Velour, but tonight I'm going to use Taffeta just because with the winter we're so pale white because we have no sun like most of the time in the winter. And so I decided that, oh, this is going to need to be shook, hold on. I decided that I would try and use the foundation stick to add some color, okay? So a lot of our products you're going to find that you want to shake, all minus the brush cleaner, I think, that are shakeable, because they kind of tend to just sit and it's not all mixed together, okay? So let's go ahead and get some of this on. If I can get it to come out, I'm going to need to get some more of this too. By the way, we do have a new primer. I was going to make a list of things I wanted to go over tonight, but that didn't happen either, which is fine. I will try to remember it all as I was thinking of it earlier. But we have a new hydrating face primer, which will probably be my next one to try. I still really love this one. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just different, I think, a little bit formulation as far as adding the hydrating portion in. I've never had any problems with this drying me out or anything like that. In fact, all of my products that I put on, I never feel them, except for when I'm putting that on, if that makes sense. So it doesn't feel like I have like a thick, cakey thing on my face. So let's get this worked in. Now I'm going to use the Unique Touch Stick Foundation. Again, it's in the color Taffeta. And then I think I will still use my Kabuki brush. I think my other one is not going to be the consistency of brush that I need. Yeah. So let's go ahead and I'm going to use the Unique Kabuki brush. All the products that I'm using as far as the makeup tonight are Unique. I will be using some of my Unique brushes, a few of them. And then the other ones I have are different brands. Okay. So I'm going to try this time. I can't remember if I did this last time. Oh goodness. I'm gonna just put this on my face. And I think last time I just tried it with my brush. And so this time I thought, hey, why not? Let's just draw it on my face, okay? So then I'm gonna take the kabuki brush and just kind of work it over. This is kind of like a, not a cream to powder, but it's like a cream but in a stick form. And so I'm just gonna start working this in. Now again, I've added my primer to help make sure that we keep anything out of the pores on our face. And then also it helps that makeup to just sit right on top, so anything that you put on will not get in there. Alright, so tonight, like I said, I'm going to do the beautiful look. If you missed that, I'll go ahead and put a picture up of that here. Honey, if you want to put that picture up, thank you. And so that's the one I'm going to do tonight. I have a couple different colors in mind to hopefully kind of get close to this color. I have a few new eyeshadows that I want to use, and so I'm trying to talk and do this at the same time and I'm struggling. So I'm hoping that I can combine these to get them to work, okay? Alright, so if you are just hopping on, be sure to say hi, okay, so I can greet you. I would love to say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from, how you found me. And I just always love to know that, because most of the time lately I haven't been always sharing my live sessions. So if you'll just let me know how you found me, okay? Alright, so I'm probably gonna have to, let's see here. I probably should have had this moistened. I was gonna moisten my blender bud, because then this going on will make it a little more moist. I think I got it a little too thick on my forehead, so I'm trying to get some of this brushed down and around. Hey Karen, how are you, honey? Honey doll, I miss you like no tomorrow. Hope you're doing well. I love seeing all your fun posts, especially your chalkboard. I love your chalkboard. So awesome. Alright, so just gonna keep working this in. Kind of feel like I have a hole in my eyebrow spot right there. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so now to kind of get this worked in more, I think I'm going to use a different brush for like kind of by my eyes and then in the corners here by my nose. And see how that does. Did we get this evened out on my, yes, so good to see you too. I mean, you know, I don't see you, but you know, talk to you on here, however you want to say it. Did I get this all blended? I kind of, because I put too much on my forehead. When you use this, just go light. I think I pressed it too hard on my forehead, and so I felt like it was like way too dark up there. Okay. I'm using my left hand now just to try and get this all worked around. I'm gonna go ahead now and use, this is kind of like a concealer brush. I hit my contact, hold on. There we go. I'm going to use my concealer brush for this, but I'm going to try and get it to go, I just put a little bit on the edge. Now we're going to go right in here. This is where I struggle. I don't know about you. Right up in here, I kind of have like this dark little corners. See, kind of like right up in here. So I'm using this to cover that up and then to try and get underneath. Now I'm going to brush a little bit more, because last time I used, I think it was my BB cream. So then we'll use this to get underneath here. You could use your BB cream underneath this if you wanted to. But tonight I just chose the stick foundation. In fact, I was laying in bed last night thinking about it. Tells you how much I love these products. Always thinking, doing, going. But yeah, you could mix the two together if you wanted some moisture underneath, which is maybe what I should have done. But like I said, I did put some moisturizer on prior to doing this tonight, since I washed my face. And I'm trying to get whatever is going on under control because it's driving me crazy. Can't take it anymore. Okay. Does it look like I got enough right here and it's even? Because sometimes I can't tell. Hopefully it does. Okay. So now I'm going to show you the two colors that we're going to use for eyeshadows, and I'm hoping that I can get this to work. We're going to use, if you've seen and followed me before, you know my Touch Behold setting spray. That helps to make these more glittery, okay? I probably should do this down into my neck, but I'll probably do that once I'm done with all this tonight. So if you want to add more to your neck, similar thing with this here, okay? I'm going to cover it up though so that I don't, I tend to be kind of klutzy, so I want to make sure I don't want to break anything. Okay, so I think I have them in two different holders, so I'm going to put my other one in this other holder, so hold the phone. I'm going to go ahead and pop this out. All right. The thing I love about these holders is they're magnetic. As you can see, it caught my necklace. And it's so good because you know they're not going to fall out, okay? So the other thing I love too about these shadows, and I'm trying to not spill or get anything on me, is on the back side it has the name. So this one is Abounding, okay? We're going to use this color, which is kind of similar if you look at that picture. But then we're going to use this other one, so I'll show you here. So these two together, I can never remember which way to hold this. So we'll put this one on first and this one over it, so they're right on top of each other here. And then we're going to use the setting spray to really enhance the glitter, if you want to call it that, the glitter, the shine, the pizzazz inside of these colors. I feel like I have a piece of hair right here. So now, what was I going over here and looking for? I can't remember. I start doing something and then I forget. Okay, so now the thing I love too is got a nice mirror on here. Let's see, so we need some brushes. Let's use this one and this one. Okay, so the coppery one, I was going to tell you the name. That's what I was going to do. Visionary. Okay, so this one we're going to put on first, and then we'll put on Abounding. So let's start by shaking up the setting spray. We're going to spray it on our hand. Okay, and then I'm going to actually dip the brush in there to get it moist. You don't want it soaking wet, obviously. So I probably should have showed you, but I just had a tiny little bit of the setting spray. Now I'm going to take and dip it into my color. Usually with these high pigmentation shadows, you don't want to, when this is not wet, you don't want to like scrape a lot. A lot is going to come off on the brush. So we're going to start right here and build this in. You're going to see another color that's behind these colors. I decided I wanted to do my lids first, and I'm going to do that color after this first one. And that one we're going to use is Fervent. So this one here, we could mix a little gingerly if we wanted to with looking in that picture, which would tie in with that coppery one that I have. But for now, we're just going to try Fervent because it has a really beautiful, kind of like that maroonish color behind it. Now, some would do that first, but I wanted to make like my outline, whichever word you want to use. So we're basically drawing from here to here and then putting our color on the lid. Now, I got to find a brush for my Fervent color. Let's see here. Let's use this one. I'm going to clean it. I'm going to use my Unique brush cleaner, excuse me, and this is the one that when you use it, I keep looking for my tissues over there. I only had it there one day. This is the one that dries pretty much right away, so you don't want to like soak the brush, but get enough on there. And you'll see here that this cleans it right off, so it's got some color on there, okay? So I'm just brushing this off. I just lightly used this one the other day. I'm gonna put one more spritz on there. But then this pretty much goes dry. What I like to do after I've got all the color out is to just really kind of work it through the rest of your towel, paper towel, whichever you choose to use, a regular towel. I just like to use Kleenex and paper towels. I don't know if that's always the best thing, but it's something soft, okay? So don't use anything too coarse. Hi, Bridget. How are you, dear? Hope you're having a good night. I'm kind of trying to multitask, so I'm sorry I didn't see you right away. So we're just going to work this here, okay? Now, this one is kind of like a fluffy crease brush. I think I worked it too hard to work some bristles out of there. So I kind of like to use a more defined one than this, but I'm just going to use this here. Now I'm going to show you what I mean with this pigmentation. With this brush, I'm just going to lightly swipe it because I don't want a ton of color. See how it's on there? This color gets really dark. So I'm going to bring it up above. As you can see, look how dark it is. We're going to work this one in. Now, because of my hooded eyes, I have to build my crease higher, okay? With those hooded eyes, that means when I open, you don't really see the top of my lid, but when I close them, you can, okay? So with mine, I kind of have to make a different crease level. All right, so, honey, can you put, oh, I see it over there. Never mind, I got it. I was looking for my picture because I have it up on my, I don't have it up on my phone. So we're gonna work this one in. Now, I am probably gonna put a tiny bit more, then I'm gonna actually show you what we do with it. Okay, because you're probably like, that is so dark. It kind of is in the picture, but I'm gonna just put a little more and then we're gonna blend it in so that it looks more even instead of kind of all over the place, if that makes sense. Okay, so now I'm going to use my unique blending brush, okay, this one here, and I'm just going to take and just nice and light, and I did forget my eye primer. Ugh, wanted to use my eye primer, I got too excited. Happens every time. Use your eye primer first, okay, because that will help keep these on. It will help keep the colors from fading, especially for people like us that have hooded eyes. When I open, except I kind of have found a way with some of the glittery ones, but when I close my lids, open them, close them, you know, we're blinking all day, right? Some of my color does tend to fade, except for this above, you know, I kind of make my own cut crease here. But what would be really funny is to put the primer on the side and not on the side. Okay, so we built this color in. Hers is kind of more dramatic. So once we get this color on, both the colors on, we'll kind of keep building it up here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to shake this a little bit again, pop some of this on the top. Oops, I guess it's going to go all over everything. And I'm only going to dip a tiny bit instead of the whole bit this time. I'm going to pop a little bit more of my copper, which is the, it's covered up here, my Visionary. Okay, so I got some on the edge here. And I'm going to pop some more of this now that we've got the Fervent on there. See how sparkly it makes it? It should show you on my hand in comparison to just putting it on without this on there. This just looks really fabulous. Okay, so now we're going to mix in the other color, and then if we need to define this Fervent shade more, we will. Oops, as I dip my fingernail into the into the shadow. Ah. So I'm going to take my other brush that I'm going to use for my pink shade, which is, I've got everything covered up here, Abounding. And this one kind of already has a pink shade in there, so it did get on my hand, which is fine. So now we're going to dip into the Visionary, no, Abounding. We just use Visionary. So I'm dipping into Abounding, and we're going to put this over the top. I'm hoping we can kind of make it look like the picture. She's kind of got a different type of shadow that I think has way more glitter in it. These have glitter, but they're small pieces of glitter. But look at that. Look how pretty this is, you guys. That looks so good together. Okay. Now, she does some green under the eye. I am not going to do that. You can, okay? So that's the one way that I'm changing this look tonight. Just because for me it's really hard underneath here for me to do this most of the time. And so I am just going to choose to not do that for myself, but feel free to, okay? I kind of got some of my foundation rubbed off here. Hold on one second. I got to do a little bit of touch up. Where did I put it? Here it is. Kind of crazy. Okay. So now we'll do the left eye. And remember to do your primer. That's the one thing I was thinking when I was upstairs. Remember to do your primer. Remember to do your primer. And then I forget. Okay, so I'm just going to work in this corner a little bit with my foundation stick. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. Because I kind of got some of this fervent too far over, just correct it with your foundation, okay? There we go. Okay, now let's go back to our other brush we started with. You're going to spray this on your hand again, okay? Then you're going to get the brush wet. Oops, hold on, that's the fervent one. We need this one. Wrong brush. So we're using Visionary again. Okay, I'm going to start over here. We're going to build our little piece to our puzzle, if you want to call it that. Our little drawing, thinking again as our face is like a canvas, okay? And we're just going to try and keep building this up and putting a little bit thicker layer again, and then we're going to dip into the fervent, which is this darker color above. And we're not going to use the setting spray for that because this is more matte. Hi Heather, how are you? Miss you. Love seeing all your cupcake photos. It just is so enticing, it makes me want to eat them. Okay, so let's build this in. Now I know this is dark, but keep watching. We're just gonna make this work just like we did over here. And like I was mentioning with the cut crease, it kind of tends to get a little bit more challenging. So I've just been learning kind of how to do this to make it work for my eye shape, okay? And like we've been talking before, we're just practicing. I'm no makeup artist. Obviously that would be a goal for myself. But because I'm still learning, and I watch a lot of other tutorials, I mean a lot. Some nights I'm going to bed watching them. Just to keep learning a lot, okay? Now we do have trainings that we have in our back office that Unique gives us. Hi, oh good, oh thank you, I'm glad you have a good time. I always try to make it a good time, you know. There are some days that come out and I'm kind of like, I'm having a low day, but that's okay. But yeah, so I try to learn as much as I can because, you know, we're all not perfect. We strive to do well and do good, right? Okay, so I'm going to dip back in a tiny bit more, and we may have to correct over here like we did on the other one. You could blend it with this crease brush, but that's the other thing. I can't get this to look like the other eye. That's okay. Let's keep working at it, okay? So now you can kind of see a little bit of the copper. Now you'll see maybe a little bit's kind of gotten up into the fervent, so that's why we're going to come back over once we're done, and we're going to add a little bit more if we need to, just like she does in the picture. We are going to highlight the brows a little. I've got my Brow Obsession palette, and I think this is going to work well because I've got this here. This one here, I don't always use this one. Yeah, that's more like a highlight. You could use, we could maybe use both, but I tend to go for this one, okay? So this is in the Brow Obsession Palette Brunette. I used these, this actually on Monday after I was done with my live, because I kind of wanted to add some more pop into my picture, okay? Now we need to go into, let me make sure I grab the right brush. Let's dip into our Abounding. So again, we're going to spray some of this on the top. We're going to get our brush wet again. I'm not going to dip it in all of it, so I start with a little just because this last time we used it already, and it's still going to be a little bit wet, but we're just adding a little bit more. Now we're going to pop this over the top like we did with the other side. I just love this. I'm so glad I found and thought of these two colors, because this really helps to make it look similar. Again, it's not going to be exact same, but we're making it our own. Okay, and just do a little bit more. Now typically, like I was saying kind of when we first started, you don't want to really get too aggressive with your brush on these shadows because of the pigmentation. You're going to end up with a lot of it if you don't, or if you do that. Lost my train of thought. I was thinking about what was here. So you want to make sure when it's not wet, you don't want to really, you know, dip your brush too hard into it. I'm just going to dip into the rest of what's wet on my hand, because you're going to end up with way too much. That's the thing I love about these products, is you don't need a lot, okay? So except for when I'm using it wet, if that makes sense, with my setting spray, then I'm kind of a little more aggressive. Okay, so I'm going to go back in and I'm going to add a little bit more Abounding over in this corner. I kind of feel like I'm missing some right here. So just go back and correct anything you might need to. Okay, and then let's go ahead and we're going to grab our Fervent brush. So if you didn't see before, hi Nancy, how are ya? I'm trying to keep up with everyone that pops on. I'm going to add some more Fervent, and then the other two we used, we've got Abounding and Visionary, okay? All right, how are you? How are you? How hot is it there today? Let's go ahead and dip into our Fervent again, and now just nice and light because it's very pigmented. We're going to go back over the top and kind of add a little bit more. We'll still blend it out, okay? And we really want to make sure that we're accenting. Now, she's kind of got maybe better eye shape is the term, I'm not quite certain, to make it kind of look like her eyes are set really deep as far as how the eyes pop for the look. So I'm going to try my best, if I can, to kind of make that line like she has. Not with what we're doing right here, but I'll show you in a second what I'm thinking. I can't remember if I added it here, you guys. Did I just add it here too? Or was it just my left eye? I'm kind of losing track here while I'm trying to talk at the same time. Honey, were you watching? He's so quiet tonight. What the heck? He's been getting over that nasty crud going around. I can't remember. Okay, so we'll just move forward, okay? It's one of those things, you get talking and then you just forget what you're saying. So I'm going to take, I like to use lip brushes. I don't know about you guys. I do use them for my lips, so don't get me wrong. But I like to use these for more specific things, like what I'm going to do now. I'm going to dip this into my Fervent, and you'll see what I'm going to do here. And I'm trying to get it like the picture. You can. See kind of how she has that defined line? I'm going to try and draw that in. I don't know if it's going to work. The reason I didn't do it before now is because even with this, the glittery eyeshadows, and you can kind of be more crazy with it, is I would have covered it up, okay? So I'm trying my best to get this line, and it's not working like I thought it was going to, which is fine. So we're just gonna go ahead and blend this. If you wanted to, you could take an eyeliner, which is maybe what I should try to get that, but I don't have this color in an eyeliner that I know of. No, I've only got brighter colors. We don't want to do that. But we could kind of leave it dark right here. See how it's a little darker here, kind of gradient this way. We could do that. Now I've not dipped back in the color. I'm just gonna start here. And you'll see that I'm doing this with my eye open. This is one thing that I've been learning a lot in watching some other tutorials is if you can try to keep your eye open. It not only, obviously, I know, yeah, oh, my husband says, you obviously don't want to put it in your eye, okay? But like when I do my lid, I have to close my eye, if that makes sense. Kind of being loopy tonight, I guess. But it just helps so you can see what you're doing, kind of helps to, you can kind of see how you see my top lid, but get it where you want it. Is what I'm trying to say. It's like spit it out, right? Like, girl, just say it, right? Okay, so we'll come back in and kind of do this darker line like we did over here, except I feel like this side is not doing what I want. I'm trying to not be too heavy on this color right here, but I feel like because I didn't put my primer on, it's carrying up into my fervent. There, okay. Now we're gonna blend it out again with the blending brush because it is so dark. And tell me what you think. I would love to hear your opinion. And when I sound like I'm talking funny, it's these teeth, okay? Try doing this every day and then you get to the end of the day and it's like, I said what? But it's because of how they sit in my mouth that it makes it a little challenging. Okay, here we are. Now we've got this line here that I can't get over here, so pretend they look the same, okay? But I'm really loving these colors. Okay, let's go ahead and pop in some brow highlighter. And I'm gonna have to clean another little brush because the one I want to use is got some other color on there. Trying to get some of these out of my way so I don't drop them. Okay, so again, I'm going to use, where did it go? I've got so many things going here, you should see me. Got so many things going, I can't tell where everything is. I'm going to close the shadows though, that way I don't dip in there. So this unique brush cleaner, if you're just tuning in, is nice because it dries right away. Oh, thank you, Nancy. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks so much. It dries right away, so you can use it. I tend to brush it a little bit more in an area that's not wet. That way it's dry and ready to use. Okay. Let's go ahead and use some brow highlighter. And hold on, let me close this because I know I will drop that again, so we'll just put it right back where it belongs. How about that? But remember to use your eye primer first. That is what I forgot. I was telling myself, use it, use it, use it, and I still forgot because I get excited. I get really excited about my makeup. If you've been following me, you'll notice. Okay, so I used that already. Let's put that away. Brow highlighting. Oh, goodness sakes, hold on. I just dipped my finger right into it. Okay, so we're going to use this Brow Obsession palette. I chose to use this one. It doesn't really say the color, okay? It's just got numbers kind of in order how you can use the palette. So I'm going to dip into this and we're going to come up and highlight the brow bone. I like to start just a little bit beyond half and work my way to the edge. I go right to the edge of where my eyebrows are. I'm in need of a eyebrow day I can't think of the word I'm trying to use. I need some help. I need to get back to my hairdresser to have her help me. Okay, did that work? Can you tell? Or should I use this one? Will that work better? Let's try both. Let's just try it. Maybe this one. I don't know. You tell me, guys and gals. Okay. Now, we're going a little over time. I know. I was trying to be shorter tonight, but I kind of got started a few minutes late. I don't know if this is working, guys. So we'll just keep putting this color. Now we're going to go ahead and I flip my brush over. We're going to use 3 and 4, I think it says. Yeah. I don't have my my cheaters on, so I can see the numbers up close with these contacts because I've got distance contacts and not up close. Okay. So typically my eyebrows come down a little further. I don't know what happened over here, but it's driving me crazy. So usually my brows would come to here. If I need to, I can correct this right here, which I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second, now that I just put it away. You can take your brush, dip it in the foundation stick, come over here, and you can kind of make like a defiant line depending on what brush you use to kind of clean up the edges. Okay, so I don't rub my brush just like it did. I was trying to not do that. I don't rub it super heavy on there or rough, but see how we can kind of make a cleanup right there? That way it doesn't look so crazy on the edge. Because of how my eyebrows come down, my skin up here is kind of like, not sagging, but that's the word I would use. And so it kind of makes it a challenge. I don't know if anybody else struggles with that like I do. But this is one way that you can make it look a little better, okay? So there's my tip of the evening. One of many I hope that you get from me. Here we are, okay? So this was the beautiful look for the eyes. Hi Kelly, how are ya? Raise your hands, put a little raise hand emoji if you struggle with this, like I do, with the skin kind of hanging down over the eyes. But yeah, okay, so now let's throw on a little blush and then a little lip and we'll be done, okay? Again, I was trying to make it shorter, it just didn't happen that way. It's just how it goes sometimes, okay? So let me find, actually, hold on a second. Where is, maybe that's the one. Okay. So we could do, if we wanted to, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, my words are just, oh heck yeah, right? Yeah. You're with me, sister. Contouring is what I'm trying to say. We could do some contouring. I don't know that I want to use this color though. I've got my other one. Hold on a second. Hold, please. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. All right, so let's do some contouring with this. This is my my bronzer. I think these are still available. Wait, how do you two know each other? Oh, I've known Kelly a long time, honey. We knew each other, oh geez, Kelly, has it been 20 years at least? Because I've been married 20 years and I knew you before I got married. And I've been married 20 years last year. Yes. So we went to church together. Yes, long time is right. Maybe over 20 years, probably. Yes. There's probably a lot of people we all know that we don't all know we know each other. Yeah, at least, right? Yeah, long time. So I'm going to use my bronzer, which I was starting to say, I think it's still available on my website. I thought I just looked the other night and it was still there. But this is my favorite bronzer. We do have other ones, but I still need to get. I've not got them yet. But we're going to do some contouring, okay, a little bit quickly here. How cool. I know, isn't it fun? It's amazing how we find out who knows who and things like that. You'd just be like, wait, what? Like you did. Girl, really? Okay, so I think I used this brush on a couple different things, but this is what I like to use for my bronzer. Then I've got, here it is. Like, where is my blush brush? So I'm going to use my blush brush. I kind of like to swirl in a circle. Then I tap any extra. Make sure you smile. And then I just tap along here. We don't have to be crazy. You can, especially if this is like maybe a look you could use for a gala, a dance, a fancy party. You could do it for costume makeup. I mean, pretty much anything. So you kind of could go all out. See how we worked it in here? If you need to, some people will put it on like this. Lately, I'm kind of learning just to tap. Then I will take my all over face brush if I need to just kind of work some. If I got too much, I was like all of a sudden happy with my brush or something. But then I just work that through if I feel like it's too much. I get doing and thinking and talking and it just is all very hard. Okay, so here we are. We've got our blush, both sides. By the way, I'm using Sisterly. I forgot to tell you that. This is the Moodstruck Pressed Blusher. It still is a blush. This is in replace of my Serene that I really love. I still have it. I'll show you. You can't get it anymore. It was a limited edition. I wish they would bring it back because I think I would buy 10. Was my favorite, but this is the other one that's similar to that. It's kind of got a little bit more glitteriness to it, if that makes sense. Okay, so now let's do some highlighting real quick. I'm going to use this brush and I'm just going to get some of this on here. You'll kind of see it's kind of like powder look. So then I like to go like this. Do you like to do fish lips? Go down here. Kind of to make those cheekbones really pop. I can't full on do fish lips. Can any of you? That's about all I can do. I just can't, I can't do it like other people. Okay, so I gradually build this because otherwise it can be crazy, too crazy. Then I take my all over face brush and I just kind of work this in a little more, but I don't want to fully brush it away because we want to contour our face to show our cheeks, how our jaw lines go. When I'm done, I may bring my makeup down into my neck. I'm not sure once I'm done being live. I've not decided because sometimes it gets to be a lot after all the things I got to do, my posting for everything I wore and all that sort of thing. Okay, let's go to this side. That's my best fish lip you'll get, okay? Then I tap any excess if I can. Just keep trying. If you can't get it, it's okay. Woo, as I spill some all over the place. Goodness sakes. Trying to not spill it. May have too much now. Hold on. I'm going to lightly go on here because a lot of times I'll go just right kind of below my blush, but you'll find when you go like this, right here, you see that line? That's where I follow, okay? And then I just take my all over face brush and I just kind of blend it like you do with your eyeshadow. Then I'm going to take what's left on my brush and come under here And if it's too much, obviously when you use your all over face brush, that will blend it all back in, okay? Now for me, because of my forehead being smaller, more narrow, sometimes I feel like it is big up here, but if you have more narrow like I do, and you want to contour up there, only do like right here a little bit. Don't do all the way across, because then it's going to make your forehead look a little bit bigger, wider, if that makes sense, okay? I'm going to take this again, and I'm just going to get a little bit more, and I'm just going to come right on the side, just nice and light. I'm hardly touching the brush to my face, and I'm just getting what's on the brush that I've added a little bit more in here, which I don't even know if it's doing anything. Hold on, I may not have got enough on there. And then you can, if you want to, add some highlighting too, okay? I think we probably got enough there, so we'll go back over here and do that. Hi Andrea, how are you, dear? Hope you're doing well. I'm trying to keep up with who's popping on, so if I don't say hi, make sure to say hi, okay? Sometimes it doesn't always show us, but I just looked down and saw you were there, hon. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so then a little bit more here. I forgot to tap the excess, hold on. A little bit more here. Can you tell I got any over here? Can someone tell me, please? Because sometimes it's hard for me to tell in this light, and it just is like, no, just kidding. I just want to make sure that I've got enough. Honey, you are so quiet tonight. What the heck? He's usually like talking with me more on here behind the scenes. Okay, so then I do go back to this and just kind of work it through. I am gonna actually, what did I, oh I did, okay. I'm going to do my lashes again off camera just because I'm so picky and it takes a long time and I'm already going long the way it is. But make sure to blend this with your all over face brush. Then I'll complete my look with my with my mascara is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we're done bronzing. Let's do a quick lip, and honestly, if you have a favorite lip that you've seen me do, or one you think might look nice, tell me, because I've not had time to think about it. I thought about the eyeshadow colors and the foundation stick. That's about as far as I got, because I was kind of crazy busy before I came live. So, now, let's figure out the lip. Let's see. That is way too dark. I love my Opulence lipsticks. We could do, ooh, I think I know what we could do. If I can find it. It's always the last one you pick up, right? Let's use this one, some Upper Class. If you wanted to make it a little darker underneath, because this will kind of be light. My lip color is light, so a lot of lighter colors are going to look light on me. You could either do a lip liner all on your lips. I think I got foundation on there. Then do this over the top just to add that layer to make it look darker. Or you could use a darker one. I don't happen to have a shade that is dark enough, because I don't want it super dark like this, okay? I just want it about how many shades lighter, right? So let's go ahead and use the Precision Lip Pencil in Pouty. And I'm just going to line the lips and then blend it in too. Okay. kind of hard to talk when I'm doing this, sorry. So if you're just hopping on, please say hello, because I would love to say hi. I don't want to miss anybody. Or if you are catching the replay, go ahead and say hello anyway. Put hashtag replay. Then I'll know you stopped by, okay? Alright, so again, we're trying to add that layer of darker tint. I have that Toby Mac song in my head. That new one he put out since his son passed away. I don't know why. I think probably because it was on the radio when I was getting ready to come down here. Okay. Now over here, I'm not sure what happened. So just go back in. Oh, go back in with your brush and just kind of go down here and correct it. This is the one that I used my foundation on. I don't know what happened there, but that's okay. Okay, then we're going to use Upper Class. This is the Opulence one, and go over the top. And I'm just lightly putting it on there. But this has some of that glitter, can you tell in there? Like it does with our eyes, okay? My lips are dry. That's why I like these Opulence ones, they feel moisturizing. Okay. Alright, here we are. Okay, now in the picture, she does have some highlight in the corner. Again, she did the green underneath. I am not doing that because this is hard with my eye shape. So I'm going to actually go back in with the Abounding and go in the corners. So right in here, and I'm going to take some of that and pop it in the corner. So just kind of like a little, what's that sign that goes like this? So just like that, okay? Now if you really want it to pop, you could do the setting spray again, which we could maybe do. I'll show you. So shake it. Spray it on your hand, which it's hard to get a tiny bit. Ugh, it's gonna be too much. Oh, there we go. I actually was able to get it to do it. Okay. So I'm gonna dip my brush in there, dip back in the color, and get the corners. Okay, see that? Alright, do this one, and we'll be done. Okay, so like I mentioned, I'm going to go ahead and post everything that I'm wearing. I'm going to do my mascara after, just because I've already gone way over tonight than I planned. I wanted it to be shorter, which didn't happen, which is okay. Life happens, things happen. I had a goal to have most of my makeup done beforehand, but because of how things went tonight, I was not able to do that. So I appreciate everyone joining me, and thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. If you have been here before and you're catching the replay, go ahead and put hashtag hey. And then if you are catching the replay, go ahead and put hashtag replay. I could talk. All right, well, thank you so much, everyone. I really enjoyed this time. Thank each and every one of you for joining me, and I hope you have a good rest of your week. I'll be here next week, Monday and Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Central, and you can catch me over on my Instagram, which is at A Unique You by Melissa, and then also on my YouTube. Okay, thanks so much. Goodbye, everyone.